The Finnish authority made a sudden U-turn, set to apologize to the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in Ezra, Mazi Simon Ekpa, following the recent onslaught, deadly assault by the Islamic State of West African province and their splinters rebel group Boko Haram on the military base in Mante, Borno State, dislodging the Nigerian army. The Finnish authority underscored and studied the development. And of course, you are aware that last week the Attorney General of the Federation of the Republic of Nigeria made a shocking revelation, reported extradition of Mazi Simon Ekpa from Finland. He said that it is practically impossible to extradite Simon Ekpa from Finland. Prior to this time, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa Christopher, has been bragging that soon Mazi Simon Ekpa will be reduction, when will be extradited down to Nigeria to face judgment or to face trial. He was, of course, making this public ranting or believing that that is true. But unfortunately, he was disappointed after several engagement with Finnish authority. He now understood that it is practically impossible for such to happen. In the first instance, Nigeria accused Simon Ekpa of, of terrorism count charges, but unfortunately has failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt that Mazi Simon Ekpa was culpable of whatever allegations that was levied against him. This is a very serious setback for the Nigerian government and their legal counsel. They could not even go to Finland to argue their case. On several occasions, it's been reported that the Finnish authority has invited the Nigerian government to come and tender evidences and argue their case if they believe that they are right with their allegations against Simon Ekpa, who happens to be a Finnish citizen and a politician in the Finnish country. It is quite an interesting development. Several months passed by, the government of Nigeria have not been able to establish any substantive argument or evidence that could back up their claims. And following this development, haven't seen such frustration and the inability to establish any case against Mazen Nandukano, what the government of Nigeria could do through the Attorney General of the Federation and Justice is to withdraw the terrorism count charges against Mazen Simon Ekpa from Finland. They have to withdraw the terrorism count charges against him, only citing cyber incitement. They dropped the terrorism count charges because Finnish government has a well-established, robust legal system that will exhaust every, of course, information and evidence. They are not just like Africans who can just jump into conclusions without establishing facts and figures or backing up your argument allegation with facts and evidences. And to this end, when they understood that it is practically impossible to establish any terrorism act against charges against Mazi Simon Ekpa in Finnish government, in Finnish legal jurisdiction, then they were advised, of course, to have no other option but to turn down or withdraw such count charges. Only now basing on cyber incitement and the rest of them, which Mazi Simon Ekpa, through his legal counsels, have dragged Nigerian government to international criminal courts over the false allegations against his personality and defamation, which of course the government of Nigeria is waiting to respond to such case filed against them in international criminal courts, of course in Geneva, Switzerland. This is a very some development, just as some of you might just be confused why how when did the Finland authority reconsider their position and want to tender apology to Simon Ekpa. You could also not doubt that statement from the Attorney General of the Federation that it is practically impossible to extradite Mazi Simon Ekpa from Finland to Nigeria. That has finally dashed the hope of Nigerian government, and everyone expecting Simon Ekpa to be renditioned down to Nigeria for prosecutions, as it's been reported in most recent time, about a week or so in Nigerian social media, I mean Nigerian national medias, that Simon Ekpa will soon be renditioned or extradited. But coming from Attorney General of the Federation, that's led to raise all arguments and speculations buckling about the subject matter, the extradition of Mazi Simon Ekpa. What does that mean? Another battle lost. The gain is a gain for Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafran Republic government in exile. Now, following the recent assault on the military base or camp in Mountain Borno State, the Finnish authority have studied the development and have been convinced that really Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa was not a problem of Nigeria, but Nigerian government continue to live in denial of the current realities. Now, this update and development in details, I will communicate to you after dropping this video. The next video, make sure you watch it. I will give details of what transpired in Mante Borno State and the unveiling agenda of the Islamic State. They are not just fighting, but they are fighting against the Nigerian government to subdue the Nigerian government, to collapse the Nigerian system and establish the Islamic Caliphate. That will come in the next subsequent election. Now, let's underscore this development. So people were ranting, oh, Mazi Simon Ekpa will be rendition or extradited down to Nigeria. That is not easy. So Mazi Simon Ekpa has the right to defend his case and whatever allegations levied against you. Of course, he has prepared a robust legal system, but following the development, the Nigerian government dropped the terrorism count charges against him, then it means the battle is already won, and Simon Ekpa will be released by the Finnish authority any moment from now. Any moment from now, Simon Ekpa will walk out. Of course, the restriction, if there is anyone still left, of course, will be lifted, and he will return back to his place and, of course, address the Biafrans all over the world. So, with this latest development and the folded, the last hit by this Islamic State of West African province was so devastating. They deployed the use of unmanned military vehicles known as drones to unleash the attack, which the Nigerian military confirmed the use of drones in that attack by the terrorists, or those who are called the terrorists, but they are calling for Islamic states, and there are no messy words about it in the development. But for everyone who cares to know, it is a win-win for Biafrans and those who believe in the cause of the emancipation of the Biafran states, heavily led by Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, you saw what the DSS masked witness displayed in the court yesterday. It was a very disturbing and laughable development. Not being able to appoint himself with the rendition, with the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu detention, which contradicts the position of the United Nations that no one could be confined under solitary confinement beyond 15 days. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has spent more than or close to 5 years since 2016-17. The trial have lingered for more than 10 years or more, the counting. So with all these developments, you understand that from all fronts, unfortunately, the Nigerian government has not been able to establish any allegation against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and, of course, Simon Ekpa in Finnish soil. And this, of course, hampers the possibility of extradition of Mazi Simon Ekpa to Nigeria. Of course, having understood the legal framework within the Nigerian states, how a man presumed innocent has been detained, persecuted for more than 10 years without establishing any known fact or crime against him. Even the Max DSS witness could not establish any incriminating, of course, objects with Mazin Namde Kanu. What does that tell you? These are mere political oppression, being persecuted or hold hostage by the political class in order to protect their political dynasty and interests against the collective interests of Nigerians. Today, the military are being slaughtered, hacked to death. It's a very worrisome development within the Nigerian territorial integrity. The military are falling victims. I mean, soldiers who should defend the territorial integrity of Nigeria state are being murdered in such a cruelty, in such blood. Is a very disturbing development. And the use of drone against the military is something worrisome. Over 7 camps of bases, military bases have been overrun, taken over by Boko Haram in pursuance and expansion of Islamic State. They want to sweep off Nigeria and declare the entire northern part of the country, and by extension, every other part of the Nigerian state as Islamic Caliphate. So with this development, Finland authorities are studying all these developments, and being that the Nigerian government has withdrawn the case, the terrorism count charges against Mazi Simon, but it means there is no other case. Of course, they could establish against him. And this necessitated the reason why the Finnish authority had to reconsider their positions and have made a sudden return to apologize to Mazin Nandekano for the prolonged infringement of his fundamental right of expression and movement and association. Let's have your own take regarding this development and what you think, of course, will be running through your minds. Some people might come here and to doubt, where do you get this information? Some people don't even know the position of the Attorney General of the Federation. Of course, he sent the DSS boss. I have to say, Nigerians should defend themselves because he knew that more onslaught, if the military could be massacred in such a way, beheaded, I mean, cut like cows and goats, cut off their throats. It means who is the adless civilians that will defy that? They are coming not just for the military. If they could subdue the military in such a manner, then it means there is fire on the mountain. But unfortunately, some politicians keep living in denial of the current realities. But he has spoken not just in parable, telling you it is high time you rise to defend yourself because what is coming upon you is bigger than you. If you are lazy, if you are dull, let the devil take you. Of course, that is just what is about to unfold. It's already unfolding within the Nigerian state, and Mazi Nnamdi, of course, has been vindicated. Let's have your own take regarding this development and what you think would be the way forward. Mazi Simon Ekpa will stage a comeback any moment from now, and with this current development, as Finnish authority have considered and exhausted every possible uh, avenue to convince the Nigerian government to come and defend the allegations of terrorism against Simon Ekpa and now charge him for uh, cyber incitement. Whatever be the case, let's have your own take